Guys, what up, what up, what up? This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. We're going to get into a few things. Obviously, we're going to talk Sunday predictions, NFL predictions. We're going to talk Gardner Minshew. We're going to talk about Doug Peterson's interview with John Clark, speaking on the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Reagor, Jalen Hurts, and whatnot, and was asked a few questions that were a little bit funny. We're also going to talk about the fact that there has been a report, we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday. There has been a report that the Philadelphia Eagles front office is split when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner, reportedly is more in favor of Jalen Hurts, and GM Howie Roseman not so much, but we'll get into that. That's one of the things that we'll get into. But let's go ahead and start with one of the things that I thought was really, really funny. Doug Peterson was asked by NBC John Clark, what was behind the drafting of Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, and Doug Peterson came out and said his response was, "You're asking me?" As if like he had no bearing on those draft picks whatsoever. I think that's pretty interesting, guys. I think it's pretty telling. I think it's one of those things where we kind of suspected it all along, that Howie Roseman has his fingerprints on these drafts, more so than probably is comfortable, or more so than is possibly needed. I can tell you this, guys, a lot of people want to come out and say, Justin Jefferson wouldn't have. A lot of Eagles fans who criticize that draft and who don't criticize that draft even. Well, there's no way Justin Jefferson would have 1,400 yards in his rookie season if he were a Philadelphia Eagle. My response to that is, I understand where you're coming from. I get it. I get where you're coming from. It's like, Carson Wentz wasn't having his best season, but you don't know that. You don't know that. Right? Like Carson Wentz, if you gave Justin Jefferson to Carson Wentz in 2020, we could have seen a completely different team. That's how big of an impact wide receiver Justin Jefferson makes on that Minnesota Vikings offense. I wouldn't put Kirk Cousins head and shoulders above Carson Wentz. In fact, I don't even know if I would say that he's better. They might be around the same ability. They might have the same. They might be around the same mark on the Richter scale. But again, you don't know. You don't know how Justin Jefferson would have done if he were a Philadelphia Eagle. You just don't know. I think that's funny that Doug Peterson was like, "You're asking me," and because you would think, and I would think that these head coaches should be more involved when it comes to drafting players. And maybe it is. Maybe it's just that's the way that it is in Philadelphia, and maybe it's that way, But that needs to change. That's one of the things that we talked about that needs to change. Obviously that same exact draft. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz at the time wanted safety Jeremy Chin, in the second round, and also wanted wanted linebacker Kenneth Murray in the second round. Here's the thing is, and I think this is a fair question to bring up, and we're not going to get into it obviously because he's already gone, he's already on the Colts and and Doug Peterson has already been taking his year off and is doing great, and I'm phenomenal, and I'm happy that he's doing great with his year off, regardless of some of the personal stuff that's happened this year for him. My heart goes out to him and his family. But would Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson still be here if they drafted Justin Jefferson and Jeremy Chin? Would they still be here? Now, granted, obviously, if we drafted Justin Jefferson, we probably wouldn't have gotten Devontae Smith, and so the likelihood behind that is fair. But again, I got to go back to the performance for Jalen Reagor against the Giants. those are catches, those drop balls that clanked off of his hands. Those are like if you're a guy that's drafted a pick ahead of Justin Jefferson, you got to make those catches. You got to make those catches. Those catches you have to make. Those catches you have to make. So I just thought that was a little. I thought that was a little interesting, and it kind of goes to show what we just don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. There's no reason for Doug Peterson to lie at this point. So I do believe that he's being honest in saying I have no idea what the fuck was going on. I have no idea. I have no idea why we took Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. And it makes you think, like, was Doug Peterson actually behind the Jalen Hurts pick? You know what I mean? Now, he said some nice things in that John Clark interview. He said some nice things about Jalen Hurts and is happy with some of the progress that he's made. Believes that the Eagles should give him more time, so on and so forth. And talked about how he just doesn't believe that players in today's day and age don't get enough time in the NFL, and coaches included. But it just makes you wonder. It really does. It makes you wonder about what was really going on. You know what I mean? It makes you wonder about what was really going on. In my personal opinion, I think that it was Howie Roseman not collaborating as much as he should. I think it was Howie Roseman not collaborating as much as he should. I think a lot of coaches liked Justin Jefferson coming out of college, despite the reports that he could only be a slot wide receiver. But he apparently has shown that is so far from the truth. It's not even funny. So, guys, I also want to let's go ahead and move on. Maybe we can come back to that one, but let's go ahead and move on. Ian Rappaport today kind of addressed the fact that Jalen Hurts is listed as questionable for today's game. Pretty much spoke about how the fact that we very well could see Gardner Minshew in this week's game. Toxic Falcons, what's up, my man? Falcons rise up. Falcons rise up. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna get into some predictions for this week in today's stream. So, we'll see what the Falcons could do. Obviously they're going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week, and maybe they can split with the Buccaneers. Who knows? Yeah. So I want to get back to the Ian Rappaport talking about Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts, and he came out and said that they did split starter reps this week. So that's interesting, guys. It's really interesting. Obviously there's a part of me that wants to see Jalen Hurts in there so that I can see that he's developing and have him, have a bounce back game. But then again, I can't lie. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to see Gardner Minshew and see what he can bring. Tox Falcon says we are second in our division. Yeah, I know you are. You guys are 5-6. So, yeah, I mean, you guys have been playing better lately, so we'll see what happens. It's obviously going to be a tough game for you guys tomorrow. I mean, the Buccaneers are 8-3 and doing pretty well, and but here I'll hope that you guys win. I'll hope that you guys win just for your sake, Toxic Falcons. How about that? How does that sound? I'll root for you guys. I'll root for the Falcons. Yeah, guys, I think as far as Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew are concerned, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up and then maybe come back to it a little bit later. Yeah, if Gardner Minshew starts, I honestly believe that it could be the beginning of the end for Jalen. But again, like, I don't I don't think that. I think a lot of people, when they want to address this topic, they think that, like, okay, this is the one and done year for Jalen Hurts, and he's not going to be a Philadelphia Eagle after this year. That's not the case. That's not the case unless the Eagles make a trade and their trade partner wants Jalen Hurts in return as well. Jalen Hurts is still on his rookie deal. He's not going anywhere, even if the Eagles find an alternative solution at quarterback. And that kind of brings us to the Eagles being split, or the Eagles organization being split on Jalen Hurts and for Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie being split on how that should look moving forward. And again, like when we talk about this, we have to talk about it this way, and that is there were reports this past offseason that Jeffrey Lurie was heavily behind the pick of Jalen Hurts. And he was also heavily behind, putting faith in Jalen Hurts as the starting quarterback this offseason as well. So that's first and foremost. Howie Roseman obviously, wants to go out and find a different. It's reported that he wants to go out and find a different guy, or at least find a guy that can come in and compete with Jalen Hurts. Is Gardner Minshew going to be that guy? I don't know. But I think Howie Roseman is on the right track. Like I said last night, I think Howie Roseman's on the right track. I think that they should find competition for Jalen Hurts, because if they don't, then it's just another question mark. And you don't want to go into year two with the same amount of guys who give you question marks, meaning Jalen Hurts, without a little contingency plan that could offer you something different and better. So Toxic Falcon says, and rest in peace to Falcons legend Claude Humphrey. Yeah, I heard about that. Hall of Famer. Yeah. So it's really horrible news. It was really horrible news to hear. Obviously, you don't want to see anything like that happen. But rest in peace to Claude Humphrey for sure. And I hope his family the best, and I hope that they can go through, be successful in going through the grieving process, because it's going to be a grieving process. Obviously, whenever you lose a family member, it sucks. So, jumping back real quick to Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman on Jalen Hurts. Here's the thing. This is what I think. And this is it. Ask your coaches what they think behind closed doors. Be more collaborative with your coaching staff. Jeffrey Lurie is an owner of a football team. Has he been an owner of the football team for a long time? Yes. Howie Roseman is a GM of a football team. Has he been a GM of the Eagles for a long time? Yes. But also obviously had a year and a half off because of Chip Kelly. Kind of castrating him into the depths of the darkness. At the end of the day, these guys are not football guys as much as the coaching staff that they have hired. They're not football guys as much as the coaching staff are that they hired. So collaborate with your head coach. Collaborate with your offensive coordinator. Collaborate with your QB coach. Ask them what they think about Jalen Hurts. And maybe Howie Roseman has done that. And that is why Howie Roseman is off looking at other quarterbacks. Because here's the thing. They were heavily interested in Zach Wilson. Coming out of the draft. Nick Sirianni said as much. And my belief is, and this was at the beginning of the week, the press conference at the beginning of the week, he had tons of praise for Zach Wilson and said publicly they were heavily interested in him. The only thing that he didn't say is that if he fell to the Eagles, we would have taken him. That's the only thing that he didn't say. But he didn't need to, because that's what he was insinuating. That's what he was insinuating. Toxic Falcon says, honestly, you don't need Hurts for the Jets game. Yeah, I don't think we do. I mean, I don't like. Here's the thing. I don't think that we do, because they're obviously down. What is it? 6 defensive starters, but you know, the Jets can be tougher than people are giving them credit for. That I know that they can. But yes, on paper, we don't need Jalen Hurts for the Jets game. Here's the thing: his ability to run is the only thing that's keeping this team going from that position this season. His ability to run is the only thing that's keeping this team going from the quarterback position. If he can't run, then you're right. There's no point in putting him out there. There's no point in putting him out there if he can't run. Because he sure as hell can't fucking pass the ball. He sure as hell can't pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? Tax Falcon says, just sit him this game. Yeah, just sit him. Just sit him. I honestly, I am more interested in seeing what Gardner Minshew will bring to this team than seeing Jalen Hurts have a bounce back game. And that's not me saying that I don't want Jalen Hurts to have a bounce back game. I'm just saying I'm more curious. I'm more curious to see what Gardner Minshew will bring to this team on Sunday. What he'll bring to the offense. What the passing game will look like. Things like that. But speaking about this Jets game and the Eagles are going to be wearing their new black away uniforms this week again against the Jets. You know, I think we wore black uniforms twice throughout our winning streak. It's like, okay, if that's going to work and you're going to have a green trim, why not just wear the fucking black uniforms all the time? If they feel better wearing the black fucking uniforms and are more confident and can play, then wear the fucking black uniforms with the green trim. Who gives a shit? Tox Falcon says, don't you have a bye next week? Yeah, the Jets game. Yeah, we have the Jets game, and then the following week is a bye week. So yes, it makes sense. Just sit Jalen Hurts. Other news: the Eagles didn't aren't going to be activating Jason Huntley, running back Jason Huntley. They did bring him up from the practice squad, but they didn't. They're not going to activate him, so it looks good for Boston Scott going into this game. So that's good. I hope that Boston Scott can go. But honestly, it shouldn't even come down to that. Miles Sanders should just fucking be as good as we think, as good as we want him to be. Because that's what he's shown in the past. And Kenneth Gainwell should get more touches. I also want to talk about Jalen Reagor again. And how people are saying he just lacks confidence. He's just lacking confidence right now. Why don't you just sit him? Just sit him for a couple weeks like you did with Nelson Aguilar in 2016. Fuck you. You want to know why the dude lacks confidence? It's because he's getting beat up. He's getting beat up by fucking defenders, you know, that he didn't face. He didn't face this type of competition at TCU. And now he's being like a crybaby. And we're trying to come to his defense. Look at the difference in confidence between Devontae Smith and Jalen Reagor. If Jalen Reagor has a bad game, it becomes a confidence issue, and you don't hear from him. If Devontae Smith has a bad game, he's out there throwing his fucking helmet on the ground. He's out there like, you know, he still has swagger. He still comes out and says, yeah, they beat me, but I'm going to fucking give it to them next time. Type of mentality. Tox Falcon says, have they worn those green uniforms yet? The all green? No. No, they haven't worn the all green uniforms yet. I think that's what you're referring to. I think that's what you're referring to, right? Let's start with some of the predictions right now, and then we'll kind of get to them after, as we go throughout the stream. Giants Dolphins. Giants are playing the Dolphins tomorrow. Dolphins look like they're doing better. It sucks. It sucks for the Philadelphia Eagles that the Dolphins are doing better, because obviously we have the Dolphins first round pick. But I believe that the Dolphins are going to beat the Giants tomorrow. I believe that the Dolphins are going to beat the Giants tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be worse for that pick. Dr. Falcon says no, the throwbacks. Oh, the Kelly Green? The Kelly Green jerseys? No, they haven't. They have not worn the Kelly Green jerseys. They have not worn the Kelly Green jerseys. So obviously, yeah, getting back to the Dolphins, they're not. I don't think they're going to lose to the Giants tomorrow. I think that they're playing really well right now, or they're playing better than they have been, and it's resulting in wins. And bad news bears for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, yeah, that they're going to get another win, and that's going to impact the draft pick. Toxic Falcon says those throwbacks are clean. Yeah, we haven't worn them in a while because they got rid of them. And we've been, advocating for them to come back. And I think that they were cleared to come back this season, this offseason. So I think that they could. Toxic Falcon says Giants will win Sunday. I hope so. I really do. I really hope so. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's two mediocre teams. I have to give credit to the Dolphins in the way that they've been playing lately. The Giants didn't win last week. The Eagles lost. So, the Eagles beat themselves. The Giants didn't beat the Eagles. Toxic Falcon says, well, if Daniel Jones plays. Yeah, if Daniel Jones plays, I believe that they'll have a better shot. That's my point. I believe that they'll have a better shot if Daniel Jones plays, but that's kind of up in the air right now. So we'll just have to see. It's definitely going to be one that I will be keeping track of because of that first round pick. And if the Giants win and they're 5-7, they will have found themselves in tie for second place with the Philadelphia Eagles unless the Eagles win tomorrow. Which I fucking hope that they do. But here's my thing is, like, I'm at the point this season where there's a part of me that's at the point this season where whenever the Eagles lose, I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing now, because there's a part of me that's right there. There's a part of me that's right there where it's like, so much has already gone wrong and it's not going to get better. So I'm just going to laugh. I'm just going to laugh at the fact that we're losing, and be like, I told you so. You have your GM fuck up the franchise so much. This shit's going to happen. Toxic Falcon says, didn't Wilson say he would play for the Eagles? I didn't hear that. The last thing I heard about that was Adam Schefter saying that he would waive his trade clause for the Eagles. Unless I missed something. Yeah, and I don't think I Yeah, no, I don't think he said that. I don't think he said that. So that would be awesome if he did say that. That would be awesome if Russell Wilson said that, but I don't think he would come out and say that during the season. I don't think he would come out and say that during the season. But quick college update though. Alabama at the half is leading Georgia 24-17. Toxic Falcon says Colts will beat the Texans by 10. Yeah, at least. At least. I think that they're upset about losing last week's game against the Bucs because they did phenomenal. They did play pretty well against the Buccaneers, and it went right down to the wire. So I think they're going to come out and get redemption. I think they're going to come out and get redemption against the Texans. And what a perfect team to get redemption against, too. What a perfect team to get redemption against as well. So, Vikings and Lions. Toxic Falcons believes the Vikings are going to win by 3. I think they're going to win by more than that. I think they're going to win by 7, at least. At least. Detroit Lions are just garbage. Eagles, Jets. Prediction time. 24-17. 24-17. Eagles over Jets. I think it's going to be that close. I think this is going to be a close game. And not a lot of people are giving the Jets credit. And I think that that's an issue. I think that that's a problem. I've seen some sparkable moments from the Jets this season. I've seen some sparkable moments by the Jets. Tox Falcon says the Bears will beat the Cardinals by 4 points. No, they won't. No, they won't. Cardinals will win. Cardinals will put up another great victory on the Bears. They'll win by 10. Tox Falcon says Bengals by 3 in overtime. Tox Falcons then says Rams by 31. I'm actually looking forward to this Chargers and Bengals game because I think it's going to be a cool game to watch. One, because you got 2 young quarterbacks from the same draft class going at it against each other in the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow for the Bengals. So I'm actually really excited to see that one. I think that's going to be a good game to watch. I like both quarterbacks, so both teams are kind of right there and on the rise and doing well, and probably going to make the playoffs. So I think that's going to be a good game. Obviously, Chargers 6-5, Bengals 7-4. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Tox Falcon says Washington football team will win by 7. Not even there yet. Buccaneers and Falcons. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Toxic Falcons, and say that the Falcons win by 3. Jaguars and Rams. Rams by 31 is what Toxic Falcon says. I'll go with the... It's a lot. I still don't have faith in this Rams team. I still don't have faith in them. I don't think that they're as good as they think they are, and I don't think that they're as good as some other people think that they are. I will say the Rams by 10. Ravens versus Steelers. Tox Falcons says Ravens are going to smoke the Steelers. Yeah, most likely. I think the last thing I saw is that Big Ben was a full participant in practice this week, so he might go, or he should be good to go. But yeah, the Steelers pretty much suck. They're the only team that has a tie this season, and that tie came when they played the Detroit Lions, the winless Detroit Lions. So I think the Ravens are gonna have a bounce back game as well. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna have a bounce back game after throwing 4 interceptions last week. So agreed there. I think the Ravens are gonna come out and smoke the Steelers from the get go. Seahawks and 49ers. I'm gonna say that, bold prediction here, that the Seahawks actually get their 4th win of the season against the 49ers this week. The 49ers come down to earth a little bit, and the Seahawks rise to the occasion a little bit and get their 4th win. I'm going to say they win by at least 4. Talks Falcon says, I got the Broncos winning by 8. Really? I think that's another good game. Another good game this week. Denver Broncos have been doing decently as of late, and then the Chiefs have been doing decently as of late as well, kind of trying to get their groove back. But again, there is that one statistic where KC has won 11 straight games versus Denver, and I think that that's going to come into play, and I think that the Kansas City Chiefs end up winning by at least 6. So Toxic Falcon says, and the Bills will actually win. For some reason, I was just disconnected. Are you guys still with me? My stream just reset itself. Oh well. Oh well. I hope that didn't fuck shit up. Hold on a second, guys. King Miro, welcome to the chat today, my dude. Happy Saturday. I don't know. I don't know yet. King Miro says, what? Gardner is playing on Sunday? He might, yeah. Basically, they split reps this week. And Ian Rappaport did report earlier today that he thinks that there's a strong shot Gardner will play because Nick Sirianni has still said that Jalen Hurts is questionable for this game. And I kind of spoke about this before you came on, King, is that I'm kind of more curious in seeing what Gardner Minshew is going to bring to the passing game this week than watching Jalen Hurts have a bounce-back game, honestly. And I'm not saying that I don't want to see him have a bounce-back game. I'm just saying that my curiosity is a little bit piqued more on the Gardner Minshew side than the Jalen Hurts side this week, especially with the bye week coming up next. Like, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. So. All right, well, apparently it's still going on. Toxic Falcon says, congrats on 70 subs, man. Thank you, dude. Yeah, that happened all this week. Honestly, I got 8 subs over this week alone. So, thank you. Continue to tell your friends, your family to like and subscribe and all that jazz, or don't. I'm cool either way. But the more support, more support we have, the stronger chances of me delivering better content and shit like that to you guys. So, yeah, King, how do you feel about Gardner? How do you feel about Gardner playing on Sunday, if he's going to play? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Sorry, I'm kind of really concerned right now about the stream disconnecting. That was fucking stupid. Talks Falcon says, 49ers by 17. You really think that they're going to put that big of a beating on the Seahawks? You really think? But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they do. I think the Seahawks are going to try and put up a bigger fight. Maybe they won't. I don't know. I honestly, I haven't really been paying attention too much to the Seahawks. I know that Talks Falcon says the Seahawks suck. I know that they do. I know that they do, but it's a division game, and I just think that, the 49ers are not as good as they seem. They're not as good as they seem, and they have to come down to earth. They have to come down to earth a little bit. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm picking? You know what I'm putting down? You picking up? Are you stirring my pasta? I'm just playing. But other news in regarding the Seahawks, though, is that they did activate Adrian Peterson from the practice squad. So I don't know what the fuck that I mean, I honestly don't put too much sense into that, but it is news. It is news. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Another bit of information coming out of the Seahawks organization. Actually, now that while we're talking about it, is Jody Allen, the owner, is not happy with the way that they performed. Not happy with the way that they performed, and doesn't see it as just a 1-year thing. They see it she sees it as a multi-year thing, and that's not good. That's not good. So I think that I think that they're gonna move on from Russell Wilson. I think that this is the end. This is the end. Obviously, when we've talked about it in the past, like it's been, is it actually going to happen? Well, this season, just the way that it's been going alone, and now with this bit of information coming out of the Seahawks organization, it's time. It's time to move on from Russell Wilson. I'm not saying he's going to go to the Eagles. I'm just saying that, who knows where he's going to go. But I'm not one of those people who thinks that he sucks. He's 33. I don't think his horrible season this season is bad. I don't think that it means that he's regressed I don't think that it means that he's regressed, so dramatically that he's just not going to be good anymore. I think Russell Wilson just needs change. I think it's time. Talks Falcon says AP still playing. Yes, AP is still playing. He was just a free agent the entire time. The Titans had him earlier in the season, and after Derrick Henry went down, and then they released him, and then the Seahawks picked him up a couple weeks ago. So I think it was last week, honestly, but they signed him to the practice squad. So Talks Falcon says AP lost over $100 million from the NFL. Yeah. Yes, he did. Talks Falcon says Wilson needs a new home. Wilson does need a new home. Man. And it's a shame that this is what I like. It's a shame that the fans and the media want to blast a guy so bad to the point where like they think he's just going to suck for the rest of his career just based off of one season. Like, I'm not a fan of doing that at all. And obviously I've said that, obviously I've proven that and indicated that in my defense of Carson Wentz and whatnot, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. And the same, well, and the same cannot be said for Jalen Hurts. If you guys think that from what I just said, the same cannot be said for Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts hasn't had successful seasons like these other guys have had, and then all of a sudden had a bad season. So. Toxic Falcon says, I smell Wilson playing for the Packers next year. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's going to be at least like 10 teams in search for a quarterback in the offseason. And if the Packers were interested in Russell Wilson, then that means that they're ready to move on from Jordan Love based off of just a couple games that he played this season, I mean. And I don't think that they're ready to do that. I don't think they're ready to move on from Jordan Love, but they might bring in some competition for Jordan Love. That's for sure. That is for sure. Tox Falcon says 10 teams. Yeah, at least 10 teams. I might be over exaggerating a little bit, but think about it. Like, the Saints will probably be looking for a quarterback, because Taysom Hill did not prove that he's worth the $95 million that the Saints just gave him. Why in the fuck would you give Taysom Hill a $95 million contract? Now, I get it. It's riddled with incentives and shit, but he hasn't, like... What? 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 Like, I don't get it. He's not... The Saints are going to be looking for another quarterback. Yes, the Eagles, I would put them in that category. They're going to be looking for another quarterback. The Denver Broncos might be looking for one. The Seahawks are going to be looking for one because they're going to be getting rid of one. The Packers might be looking for one because, they want to bring in more competition for Jordan Love, and they might be getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. The Giants could be another team that is looking for one. The Falcons might be looking for the heir to Matt Ryan. Who else? The Dolphins, the Texans. The Dolphins might be looking for another quarterback. It depends on what they feel about Tua moving forward. There's a lot of teams that are going to be looking for another quarterback. A lot. And I feel like the AFC has it's funny because I feel like the AFC has really hit it on the head last couple of years, and they're primed. A lot of these AFC teams are primed for good, for good seasons to come because they were able to go out and get the quarterbacks needed in the draft classes that had good quarterbacks. And you're talking about obviously the Broncos, or not the Broncos, the Bengals, the Bengals, the Chargers, da. So Talk Falcon says the Saints got crab leg Wilson. Crab leg Wilson. Who's crab leg Wilson? Oh, they have Jameis Winston. Tax Falcon says, see, I don't think Wilson wants to play in the cold. I don't know. That's an interesting. Yeah, the Saints have Jameis Winston. Is Jameis Winston really the long-term answer? Is he really the long-term? I understand he started off the season like doing really, really hot, but is he really going to be the long-term answer? Who knows? Um, yeah, as far as Russell Wilson wanting to play in the cold, I don't know. I honestly, at the end of the day, Talks Falcons, like, I don't think any of these guys want to play in the cold. None of them want to play in the cold. Not a single person wants to play in the cold. Like, if it could be California weather all season long, I'm sure every NFL player would love that. Actually, yeah, Arizona weather. But at the end of the day, like, is it gonna matter? I think he's gonna get traded regardless. It's just a matter of him waiving the trade clause. That's it. Talk to Falcons, so we would probably go to a team like the Dolphins or Raiders. Russell Wilson's not going to go to the Raiders. The Raiders like Derek Carr. They have Derek Carr. They don't need Russell Wilson. Yeah, he could go to Miami and play for the Dolphins. That's true. But then again, is he gonna want to waive his trade clause for the Dolphins? Is he gonna want to waive his trade clause for the Dolphins? That team sucks. They really do. Despite their recent success, they do suck. And they have sucked for years. For years and years and years and years. It's almost like they have bad juju or bad mojo. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the Texans. Talks Falcon says he won't get them a ring. No, he probably would not. He probably would not get them a ring. At the end of the day, I think Russell Wilson will go to a place whether or not it's cold. Whether it's cold or not. He just has to believe that it's the right place. And Philadelphia is a great city to play for. They really are. They're a great city to play for. Yeah, are we rough on you if you suck? Yeah, we're rough on you if you suck. But when you win, there's no better place to play for. No better place to play for. And that's not even just coming from me. It's coming from a lot of Eagles fans. It's coming from a lot of players that have played successfully for the Philadelphia Eagles, like Jason Kelsey. Head coach Doug Peterson said that in his recent interview with John Clark. So, is Sierra going to like to live in Philadelphia? Probably. It's a cool city. It's not a shit city. It is a cool city. You got Love Park and fun things to do in the city. Toxic Falcon says, no, the Eagles fan base is toxic. Then, well, I understand why you're saying that, but you don't really understand the Eagles fan base if you think that they're nothing but toxic. Really, honestly, like no offense, but yeah, we're gonna boo you if you don't play well, because that's how much we care. But if you have success, we're gonna love you for the rest of time. We're gonna love you for the rest of time. What the fuck they're talking about? No offense, Toxic Falcons. But yeah, so yeah, I think Russell Wilson will go whether it's warm or cold, as long as he just waives his trade clause for said team. So I don't see the Texans getting any one of these veteran quarterbacks, because Houston has just been a bad place to play for sports over recent years anyway. So. Dox Falcon says your stream is skipping. Huh. That's not good. That's not good. It could be because I'm using a different platform. Hopefully we can get that corrected. But Yeah, guys, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. I probably will be back on with you guys later. Talk to Falcons. Thank you so much for joining in, my man. And King, if you're still watching from a distance, thank you so much for joining. One love. Happy Saturday, everybody. Go Birds, baby. Here, I'll just address this one last comment before I go. Toxic Falcons says, I don't know. Eagles fans are cool, but you can't lie. They do get toxic. Yeah, some do. Yeah, some can. Some can. Yeah, sometimes they bitch way too much. Yeah, sometimes us Eagles fans, I should watch what I say. Sometimes Eagles fans can be too over the top and run people out of town. But again, like, you know, and be way too critical. Agreed. But and also on top of that, say some of the like stupidest stuff while critiquing somebody. But you know, there's also just as many people who are well informed, you know what they're talking about, and willing to dive deep into it and watching, you know, and being able to explain the different dynamics of why a player is playing the way that they're playing, why the coach coached the way that he's coaching, why he's struggling the way that he's struggling, da 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 da. So like, you know, that's what I take pride in. That's what I take pride in as a Philadelphia Eagle fan. Like, you know, there is a majority of us that are well informed, that do know what we're talking about, that do have the ability to kind of dive deep into things. So that's I can only speak for myself, but I do understand what you're saying. I do definitely understand what you're saying. But anyway, again, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. One love, Talks Falcons. Thank you so much for joining today, my man. Happy Saturday. I probably will be back on later just to do a late night stream. So I will speak to you guys later. But I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. Stay safe, stay healthy. One love.